Hey Aries, welcome to, your end of March, beginning of April reading. Happy birthday to all the Aries out there, Aries season. As I'm recording this started a few days ago. I'm recording this the day before the Aries new moon. I'm feeling a lot of Aries energy right now. I sort of have a lot of Aries energy in my birth chart. My Mercury is in Aries, and it makes a lot of aspects. And I have Mars in my first house. I don't know. I'm feeling like very Aries. So yeah. Happy birthday. If you guys want to follow my Twitter, please do so. If you've already followed it, don't. I'm kind of embarrassed because I haven't really been doing a lot on that other page. Because a lot of things are going on right now in my life. And I'm trying to get everything together. But somebody did message me advice. So if you guys want to message me advice on Twitter or email me advice, and I can do a video for that, that would be awesome actually, because it'll give me a reason to actually put all my work into it. Because I've kind of just been ignoring it because it's just why focus on this when I can do other things, that sort of thing. So yeah. I'm going to be doing something different where I'm going to be uploading these as I make them. I usually just record them all and then upload them all at the same time. Excuse me, but that's kind of stressful for me. So I feel like it'll be better if I just uploaded these as I went. I might even think about live streaming them. Maybe, I don't know. But we'll see. So Aries, I was just watching a video for the last month, for the beginning of March. Yeah, very tough because we have a lot of energy moving through, affecting all the cardinal signs, you guys, Libra and Capricorn and Cancer, to where it's and now it's it's been a make it or break it period for you guys for a while. Ever since I started studying astrology, which was 4 years ago. It's been tough for the cardinal signs. It's tough for the mutable signs now as well, but you guys haven't really been, especially ever since Jupiter went into Libra last year. And Pluto and Uranus, whatever, I won't bore you guys. But suffice to say, it's very difficult for you guys at this period because you guys are having to come face to face with things that, especially you guys, Aries, really come face to face with with things just going crazy. Uranus being in Aries, that's what that is. And trying to figure out who you need to cut out, what is too much for you, who is draining you of all your energy. Jupiter and Libra, opposite you guys. So that's pretty much what all that is. Excuse me. Also, if you want a private reading, just message me. That's funny, this tried to come out earlier. Just message me. The offer, the discount thing, that's going to be ending in March. Also, if you want a reading from me, please message me your question. Along with, a lot of people just email me for my prices or whatever, and I think I'll just start putting that in the description just to sort of cut out the confusion. So yeah, just email me your question. Some people just remember to email me your question, namely, because if you just want to say I'm curious about a reading or just give me a reading, I don't know what that means. So just again, it could be as vague or specific as you want. I'm not good with health, but if you need a reading or anything else, that's fine. We can make that work. Okay, so let's get started with your reading, Aries. I'm a little sick, so don't mind if I cough or sneeze throughout this whole thing. We have, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Pentacles. We have the Magician in reverse, the Fool, Nine of Pentacles reversed, Seven of Swords, which was also in your last reading, Two of Cups, Two of Swords. Some of these might have been two, but I don't remember. Ace of Wands, Nine of Swords, Page of Pentacles. This was trying to come out when I was shuffling, except it was reversed, but now it's upright. And we have the King of Cups. All right. So, again, this is sort of echoing what I was saying before, where it's time for all the cardinal signs. It's time for you guys to truly kind of step into your power or to, like, release old ways of doing things. Uranus has been traveling through Aries this entire time. So it's been like, for a lot of you guys, since like at least 2012, I think, 2011, 2012. So it's all been about you guys like coming face to face with unexpected things. Like if you think of, if I could associate the planet Uranus with any deck in the tarot, it'd be the Fool, but it'd also be the Tower. The Tower sort of being the more of the, sort of more on the Capricorn rebuilding aspect of it, and instead of the unsudden, unforeseen sort of thing. But that's what Uranus is. It's about just us waking up to things that we hadn't really thought about before, but it's also like that part of ourselves that sort of that doesn't know how to deal with trauma because it's dealt with trauma in the past. So it's that part of ourselves that we sort of walk around, overlook, we sort of ignore, but we have to come face to face with it eventually. Whether it's internal, external, depends on the placement of Uranus in your chart. But that's how I see Uranus. So for you guys, especially if you have a sun in Aries, or not a sun, but your sun in Aries, it's a bit about you just coming to terms with where you want to like literally actually be in the world, how you want to express your individuality in a way that's totally like unique to yourself. Aries is like one of the most unique energies because you guys just, it's all about doing yourself, that energy with your sun in Aries. Again, moon in Aries and rising in Aries. This is pretty much the same thing, just it affects it differently. So, excuse me. So, it's going to be important for you coming into this new moon, which is tomorrow from when I'm recording this, to sort of come into things with like sort of a fresh perspective, to sort of understand that how you feel about yourself or how you feel about whatever current situation you're in. Like it's not wrong to think that way. It's not wrong to like be anxious, but at the same time, I feel like it's sort of dragging you down. There's a part of you that really needs to connect with people outside of yourself, to connect with something outside of you, which is one of Aries' like karmic lessons, is to understand that, it's not enough to just be sort of like an ego-driven individual, which is fine. And it's not enough to like always just have to be the boss or the leader to the detriment of other people. It's more like bringing things into your life, not sort of forging through them like sort of haphazardly. It's more about inviting life into your life. It's the first sign. It's spring. It's rebirth. It's renewal. So there's a part of you now that it's like you're cautiously, I'm getting the sense you're trying to cautiously extend like, your antenna, or extend like, what's the proper word? Put yourself out there in little pieces. And it's like, you have an idea. There's something that you really want to do, but it's just like you're doubting yourself hardcore in the process. You're just like, well, you're like waffling. It's like, should I, shouldn't I? It could be directly tied to a love relationship, to a water sign in particular, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, or maybe somebody with like a lot of water energy, or somebody that is pretty emotional. They could be a little bit more mature than you. They could be somebody you've known for a while, somebody where you've come to like really respect this person. And I'm getting the sense that with regards to how to deal with them, it's like, okay, let's say this is a love relationship, like a love situation. It's like you want to take things to a different level. You might have been talking to them for a while, or there's something about them yourself that it's just like you're unsure like how to go forward. Like I see you guys like sort of stressing about this. This could be like you could be married to them. They keep control of all the money, and you're like, well, I want to do something to contribute as well. It doesn't have to be exactly that situation, but I'm seeing a lot of you guys being in a position now where it's like, where you're like, I have something that I want to contribute to. I have something that I want to put into the world. And I especially see that with the Fool and the Ace of Wands over it. It's like you're sort of confused. I'll just say that because we have the Magician here and the Nine of Pentacles here. So it's like you don't feel sort of you don't feel you don't feel comfortable with like whatever decision you're trying to come to, whatever move you're trying to make, and it's pretty weighty with this Two of Swords here. But it's something that I feel like you're getting in your own way about, or there's maybe somebody around you that's sort of forcing you, that's applying this pressure, that's applying you to sort of do something. It could be a relationship, like they might want to get married, and you're like, well, you're not entirely too sure about that person. Um, where it's just like you're still trying to figure out your boundaries. You're still trying to figure out things with this person. Like, if we do get married, how is this going to work? If I do start this job, how is it going to be feasible for me going forward? If I do take this trip or whatever, it's like, will I have enough money to pay for it? Will I be able to, how do I know if I'm not getting conned out of this situation? It's that sort of thing. Where it's just like you're trying to carefully maneuver your way through what you're doing. But there's so much passion here. I feel like it's something that you want to do. It's something that you definitely thought about, but it's something that you have to pull another card, because there's something here I feel like that you can do that you're just not allowing yourself to, where it's like there's a part of yourself that has been sort of beaten up, I guess is the word for it. I don't want to say. Well, the Knight of Pentacles came out upright. The Five of Wands reversed, and so did the Two of Pentacles reversed came up as well. I won't really consider those because they came out face down. But they sort of go with this Knight of Pentacles in reverse energy anyway. So I'm getting the sense that you're just totally unsure and you're confused and you're just like, okay, let's say you are working at a place where you're just like, okay, I'm sick of these people, I'm sick of doing this. Which is, again, sort of the energy I got in that last reading, where it's like, you guys, there's a decision to make. One in which, for some of you, it's very difficult. You feel like you're being backed into a corner. You feel like a lot of stuff is expected from you. You feel like people are just looking at you and you're just like, it's stressing you out. It's pissing you off. But, which is the case. But I'm also getting the sense that there's something deeper here where it's more like you're really unsure how to go about this process because you haven't done enough you time. You haven't put enough work into yourself, because there's still an issue here. There's still some anxiety, residual. It could be buried from years ago with this Nine of Swords. It could be something that happened years ago. It could be something that happened, earlier this year, last year, but it's something that it's taking a hit on your confidence. Again, it could be a work relationship. It could be a job. It could be just a new move. You just want to do something different and you're just like, well, I don't know how to go about it. Again, this is a general reading. I feel like you know more answers than you're putting on. You know more answers than you care to admit. And the reason I feel like you're walking away from it, you're tiptoeing around it, or that you're sort of avoiding it is because you're unsure about where this is going. Like, there's just unsureness. It's just like you could, in March, in a sort of period, especially with this new moon, where you're just like, okay, all systems go, it's a new phase, it's a new beginning. But you have to be so clear and so upfront and direct with yourself about what you actually want. And if this is the demands of somebody else, you have to be clear and upfront about what you want to them. Like, or they have to be that way towards you, because you might feel like, especially if there's an outside influence, like particularly another person, you might feel like you're getting played. Or you might feel like, well, I can't, what you just said right now just contradicted what you said before, and it's just like you're leaving me in a tough situation. It's that sort of thing. But either way, I feel like if this is somebody else, you're just going to be like, you know what, fuck it, let's do this. But if this is like a job situation, or if this is like something else, you might still have that feeling, and again, general or not, general, this could be love, whatever. Like, you do say fuck it and do it, but you have to be so cautious about what is holding you back. You have to be cognizant. You have to be aware that you do have limitations, that you aren't all powerful, or that you haven't really reached a point in your life right now where you can continue to give, or where you can't. I'm really, with this energy here, it's all about a lot of you time. especially with the Six of Pentacles sort of over all this. It's more like, how do you balance this out? What do you do? Like, how do you come out of a position where you know that you're feeling like you're pretty worthless, where it could be, again, external, somebody else is feeling that way towards you, or it's just internal, where it's like you have years and years of like self-esteem issues that are just like sort of hindering your process, or, like hindering your progress. And so I feel like it's going to take for you to having to actually it's going to take for you to like actually like rethink all of this, and rethink your approach to, like, if it's a relationship, rethink your approach to, are you dependent upon this person? What is this person stressing you out? Is something about this relationship unhealthy? If it's that sort of thing, or like if you're trying to start something of your own, it's like, are you have things that you are like holding yourself back from? You have old, outdated ways of thinking or doing things or proceeding with things or conceiving things. You might be too much of a giver also. So I feel like there's things here that need to be just sort of analyzed and looked at, and sort of, there's a part of yourself that you have to understand that you can let go of it. You know, I was thinking about this the other day, and I don't want to sound offensive, but I know a lot of us, at least for me in my case, I held on to anxiety or like to nervous thought patterns, repetitive thought patterns, because in some way it just made me feel better. Because I was like, well, maybe if I think about this in a different way, or if I think about it constantly, I might be able to see a different way about it. I might be able to see new insight, and then I could take that to that person. We could talk about it, and things would be better. No, things wouldn't be better, but it was just like I convinced myself that by thinking that way, or that by not knowing that I was feeding in negative thought patterns or whatever into myself, that was actually not good for me at all. That was actually hurting me. So I feel like for some of you guys, if you want to, like, especially if it's regards to a love situation, you have to be sort of realistic about where you see this relationship going. You have to be realistic and patient with regards to where you want, how you want this to go and how you want this to play out. And to know that if things don't work out, you're totally safe, that this will be a learning experience, that this will be something that you can grow from. You'll learn some emotional maturity. You'll learn more about what you want out of love. You'll learn more about this other person. You'll learn more about, again, the Two of Cups is more about the concept of love than like love itself. It's more about us being more in line with our soul union to attract that positive, that positivity or that nurturing energy that we see in the outside world, to attract that in, as much as it is about union, especially if it's upright. But I see it more as like the concept of love, and that this door is open for you guys. If not love, at least a creative endeavor, at least something that is going to make you feel more confident, at least with regards to where you're putting your energy and where you're putting your time. Excuse me, because we're in Aries season now, and it's all about you guys. You guys are the first sign. You guys are, I'm seeing you guys as really trying to make a clean break from something that happened in your past. But your way of thinking about it and your way of doing it is totally going to impact it. If you're deluding yourself, if you're letting other people lie to you, if you just get caught up in this fantasy, or, again, just this delusion where you're not seeing things properly for as they are, especially if you're involved with somebody that is like tearing your self-esteem down, or if you're tearing your own self-esteem down in ways that you don't even realize, it's going to be important to confront that, because there's a way to get you out of this with the Six of Pentacles. There's a way for you to sort of get this balance. But I'm seeing this as, since there's only one major arcana here, two, I'm seeing it more as like, and it's the Fool and the Magician. So it's something that you're still, it's new. It's still new. It's fresh. And there's not really a time limit on this. I feel like it's going to be mainly about you just sort of working through how to sort of, working through how to better yourself internally, which, again, is a repeating message for Aries around this time, because life for you right now is probably pretty chaotic, especially if you have like a lot of Aries energy, or if you have like energy on either of the other cardinal signs, Capricorn, Libra, Cancer. So it's pretty difficult for you guys in that aspect, where it's like it's internal as well as it is external. You can't control the external chaos, but you can control what's going on in your inside. And I feel like that's going to be very important for you guys going into your season and into April. So thank you guys so much. leave a comment. I really love you guys' comments. You guys really keep me going. You guys really do. So just keep doing that. If you want a reading, email me. So yeah, take it easy. Bye.